so let's get started. Today's lesson, I would like you to be a little bit more independent than what we've been up till now, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive straight in. We've spoken about triangular numbers before, and I want to see if you guys can answer this sort of question on your own. Okay, so I might have to move the screen up so you can see all 6 questions. But let me just go through the questions with you, but you should be able to do this by yourself now, okay? Because we're going to talk about applying the skills that we've learned. Okay, so if the pattern continues in the way that it is, Teresa must have how many in the bottom row, so the bottom row of circles in picture 5. And then you have to work out how many she should have in the second row, how many she should have in the third row, in the second row from the top, in the top row, and the total in picture 5. This should be quite easy for you. I want you to try and do this by yourselves. Okay. And when you need me to, you can tell me and I will move the screen up. Yes, Anati?
Ma'am, I'm confused on question number 1.
How? Okay, so how many circles are in the bottom row of each picture? There's 1 circle in picture 1, there's 2 circles in picture 2, there's
3 circles.
3 circles in picture 3, there's 4 circles in picture 4. So how many circles do you think need to be in the bottom row of picture 5?
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's what you got to be doing. All right.
Ma'am, may you please scroll just a little bit?
Like that?
Yes.
Okay, no problem.
Ma'am, I'm confused with question number 3.
Okay, so the third row from the bottom. So if you have a look at picture 4, the third row from the bottom is this row that I'm busy highlighting at the moment. That row there. So I think a good thing for you to do is to draw this for yourself. Draw picture 5. And then you'll be able to answer these questions really easily.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so start there. Draw picture 5 and then you should be okay. McQuickie, what's your question?
Ma'am, can you please scroll down, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
No problem. And then there's one more question. And then when you're finished, you can say done in the chat. Cool. Yes, Anati?
I just wanted to answer a question.
Oh, okay. All right. Then I'll take you in the first question. All right. Okay, so we'll just let a couple more people finish and then we can start talking about our answers.
Ma'am,
Yes, Bonolo.
ma'am, can you please scroll a little bit up? Ma'am, I can see 1.6.
That's fine. There we go. Oh, there you go. There's 1.6.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, no problem.
Ma'am,
Yes, Motibang.
I can't see number 3.
Okay, Motibang, I'll do that. How's that? And then Bonolo can see question number 6 and you can see question number 3.
Thanks, ma'am.
No problem.
Ma'am,
Yes, what's wrong?
can I please see number 1?
Okay, Tumeleng, what I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have to make it a little bit smaller. Sorry, because people are in different numbers here. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, so now theoretically everybody should be able to see. It's a little bit smaller, but at least all the questions are on the screen.
Ma'am,
Yes, Anati.
can I please see number 6?
Give me 2 minutes. I just want Itumeleng to do number 1, and then I'll scroll up again. It's right
It
at the
is
bottom.
up
Can you?
though.
Is it up? I was going to say,
Yeah.
surely you can see it though.
Yeah, we can see 1 to 6.
Oh, no, I
Check
just
again.
wanted to answer number 6.
Oh, you mean you want to
Oh,
answer number 6? Oh, okay. Now I understand.
Can I please see the shapes?
Okay, no problem. They're the shapes. Okay, so it's those triangles that have been made out of circles.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you now put the pictures next to the questions?
I'm actually thinking about that. If there's a way that I can do this, I wonder. How's that?
It's good, ma'am.
Is that okay? Is that a little bit better?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. All right, so we'll just wait another 2 minutes and then we'll mark it.
Ma'am, can I please see picture number 5?
There is no picture number 5, Itumeleng. You've got to imagine what picture number 5 looks like.
Oh,
Right, so yeah, so that's why that's why it's application, because you now have to use what you see and then answer questions based on that. So the idea is this, Itumeleng, all right? If you have a look at the pattern here, what's happening? If I said to you, describe this pattern to me using words, what would you tell me? Okay, so start here, Tumeleng. How many circles are in picture 1?
1.
1, absolutely. How many circles are in picture 3? Sorry, picture 2.
3.
Good. How many circles are in picture 3?
6.
Good. How many circles are in picture 4?
10.
Absolutely. Okay, so the idea is, what are we adding each time? So here we added 2, and then we added 3, and then we added 4. Can this be a arithmetic number pattern? Let's see who's got their hand up. Anati, can this be an arithmetic number pattern?
Pardon?
No.
You don't know. Remember what we said about arithmetic number patterns?
I said, yes.
Okay, it can't be though, Anati. It can't be an arithmetic number pattern. And the reason that it can't be an arithmetic number pattern is because I'm going to ask someone else. Asimakle, why can it not be an arithmetic number pattern?
Ma'am,
Yes, Boypelo.
ma'am, in our school, our teacher did teach us this thing, and we did it today. The way we did it is that the way we plus the numbers to get the equation of the number that doesn't exist. Like in question 1.2, it asks us picture number 5. So since it's +2 +3 +4, it's gonna be +5, which is gonna be 16.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. I agree with you. So each time you're adding one more, I agree with you. And that's how you would know how many circles there would be in picture 5. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. But the question that I was asking, okay, the question that I was asking is, why is this pattern not arithmetic? How do I know that this is not an arithmetic pattern? What's happening here that doesn't happen in arithmetic patterns?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm not sure.
Okay, that's fine. That's why I'm asking the question. All right, so now I'm going to see, let me ask, Rolivua, do you know what's happening here? Why it's not an arithmetic pattern?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Rolivua, what's the reason that it's not arithmetic?
Because it's not a constant difference.
Absolutely. Keep talking.
An arithmetic has the same difference, like it's adding 2, for example, the whole time. It doesn't change, it's constant.
Absolutely. That's very well put. I couldn't have said it any better than that. Thank you, Rolivua. You are quite right. There is not a constant difference. So therefore, this pattern cannot be an arithmetic pattern. Okay. But I like what you said, Boypelo, and I like the way you worked out how many circles there needed to be in picture number 5. Okay, so we're adding one more than we added the time previous to that. Another way of working out how many circles there would be in the bottom row would be to do what? Devon, how would we work out another way of working out how many circles would be in the bottom row of picture 5?
By adding 5 more circles.
Fair enough. Okay, but that's what Boypelo was saying. I'm talking about a different way of knowing that there would be, or working out how many circles there would be in the bottom row. We spoke about it at the beginning. Okay, so in other words, when I was talking to Itumeleng, so in other words, what I'm trying to get at is this. In picture 1, there's 1 circle in the bottom row. In picture 2, there are 2 circles in the bottom row. In picture 3, there are 3 circles in the bottom row, and in picture 4, there are 4 circles in the bottom row. So that means that picture 5 has to have 5 circles in the bottom row, doesn't it? And then when we look on the absolutely, and then when we look to the row above always has 1 less circle than the row below it. So if this picture has 5 circles in the bottom row, how many circles does it need to have in the second row? Exactly.
15.
In total, yes. Okay, so it's got 4 in its second row.
3.
then 3, then 2, and then 1. Okay, so we could also work this out by saying 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, and that means that we would end up with 15 circles. Absolutely. So can you see whether we say we're going to add one more than we added the previous time, or whether we look at it this way, we're still going to arrive at the same answer, that there would be 15 circles, 4 in the bottom row and only 1 circle in the very, very top row. Okay, so Motabang, tell me, how many are there in the bottom row of picture 5?
5, ma'am.
There are 5 circles. Absolutely. And Asimahle, in the second row from the bottom of picture 5, how many circles are there?
4 rows.
Okay, so there are 4 circles in that row. All right. And Anati, in the third row, how many circles are there?
Ma'am,
Yes.
I asked you to number 6.
Oh, okay, Anati. Asimahle.
Ma'am, can I try this?
Okay, Manda, you try this one then.
Ma'am, it's 3 circles.
It's 3 circles. Quite right, Manda. That is perfect.
Can I do the next one?
Okay, but hang on a second. If you all shout out, it's going to be chaos soon. Okay. That's why it's better that we rather just put up our hands. Okay. I can't even remember who was going to do the next one here. Let's give somebody who doesn't normally talk a chance. Juanita, if I said your name correctly, do you want to do 1.4? Juanita? Is that Juanita? Okay, so Juanita's not answering. Okay, Mbali, you try 1.4.
Ma'am, the answer
Mhm.
is 2 circles.
That's quite right, Mbali. There are 2 circles in the second row. And that means that in the top row, Asimahle, is this the one you wanted to do?
1.
There's
Ma'am.
1.
It's 1, ma'am.
It is 1 circle, quite right. Okay, and then that means that we were able to work out that there were, let's just get rid of the picture of cat, sorry, cat. How would we work out how many in total in picture 5? Well, we've actually already done that, haven't we? Okay, so we would have done that by saying 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 to give us 15. Okay, good job, well done. All right, so here is another question for you guys to try on your own, okay? Because again, we're doing application, so that means that you need to work a little bit more independently. Okay, so these circles here make a rectangular pattern. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to move this down a little bit. Hang on a second. Sorry, I didn't realize we were going to run out of space so quickly. Okay, move that picture down. Okay, and then let's do this. Okay, now hopefully everybody will be able to see question 1 in the beginning. Okay, there we go. All right, so again, you guys are going to do this by yourselves, okay? So you're going to read the information about the blue and the yellow circles, and then you're going to complete those number sentences, okay? Once you've done from number 1.1 to number 1.4, then you can say done in the chat, okay? No shouting out, please.
Ma'am,
Yes, Amaka.
can I please ask for 1.2 is is it picture 1?
Just say that again. What are you asking me?
For 1.2 is it picture 1?
Yes, it says picture 1.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Ma'am,
Yes.
what does circle wide mean? Because I know like when it says like the first one it says picture is 3 circles long, and then I don't understand like wide. Must we put like centimeters or like what must we do?
No. So in other words, when we talk about how long something is, we're talking about its length. All right.
Oh,
So
okay.
when we talk about a rectangle, typically when it comes to a rectangle, you have two sides that are longer, and those are referred to as the lengths. And then when we
the
talk
length,
about
the
how
breadth, and the
wide
height.
it is, exactly the length, the width, the height. So wide is just another way of saying how many circles across the breadth.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Cool. Well done.
Ma'am,
Yes, who's asking a question?
favor, ma'am.
Sorry, Favor. Yes, go ahead.
Ma'am, when it says long, what does it mean, ma'am?
Okay, so it means the length. Okay, so in other words, if you look at this purple rectangle that I've drawn on the board over here, if I was, okay, I'm not using circles now, but let's say I decided I did that and I said to you, how long is it? All right, you would say to me that it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units long. And if I said, and how wide is it? You would say it's 1, 2, 3 wide. There we go. Okay, so length is the long side, and then the width is typically the shorter side.
Yes, ma'am.
No problem. Okay, in Bali, there is more. I've moved them up to the top there in Bali so you can see. You can go on to question 2.1.
Ma'am, may I answer question 1.1, ma'am?
Yes, Favor. When we go through the answers, you can do that. No problem.
Ma'am, when you go to the answers, can I do 1.4?
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes, Anati.
is there any more after 2.4?
No, 2.4 is the last question.
Thank you. I'm
Okay.
done.
All right. You done all the way to 2.4?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Let's see who's saying done.
And ma'am, I'm done, ma'am.
Okay. Thanks to Barney.
I'm done, ma'am.
Okay, Manda.
Ma'am,
Done, ma'am.
Thank you, Emerson. Sorry, to Barney, say that again.
Can I please answer 2.2?
Sure. I'll try and remember all these people that want to do specific questions. A bit difficult, but okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Okay, Iola, that's not the idea. All right, so when it says how long, you're supposed to be counting. All right, so now, if I'm correct, was it Anati, you said you wanted to do 1.1, is that right?
No.
Okay, is it Asamashi who wanted to do 1.1?
No.
Okay.
Ma'am.
Then who was Favor? Okay, sorry, Favor. I should have written your name down. Okay, Favor, do 1.1.
Ma'am, picture 3 is 4 circles long and 3 circles wide.
Lovely. Okay, that's very nice, Favor. Thank you so much. Okay, so lovely. Good job. Okay, Anati, do you want to do 1.2?
Can I please do 1.4?
Boypelo said she wanted to do 1.4. So you do 1.2, please, if that's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Picture 1 is 2 circles long and 1 circle wide.
Lovely. That's very good. Thank you so much. Okay. Mbali, you do 1.3, please, Mbali.
Picture 4 is 5 circles long and 4 circles wide.
5 circles long. Oh, that's a terrible 5.
It's not
Yes,
that bad, ma'am.
That's very kind of you to say that. And how many circles wide did you say?
4, ma'am.
4 circles wide. Oh, good. I quite agree. All right, lovely. Now, Boypelo, you wanted to do 1.4. Go for it.
Ma'am, it's 6 long
Mm-hmm.
and then 5 wide.
5 wide. And how did you know that?
Ma'am, I added another row of circles.
Okay. So did you say, when you say you added another row of circles, I mean, in terms of circles at the bottom, okay?
Yes.
So now in picture number 1, you had 1 blue one. In picture number 2, you've got 2
You had
blue.
3 blue ones.
You had 3 blue. Okay, so how many blue circles would you have in picture 5?
We had about wait, let me see, ma'am. Here's my picture. About 13 or 14.
In total, yes, absolutely. But the
Yes.
number of blue circles, can you see that the number of circles is the same as the input? Okay, sorry, is the same as the number at the bottom. So in other words, like if you've got 1 blue circle, you've got picture 1. Then you've got picture 2, and you've got 2 blue circles at the bottom.
Yes.
In picture 3, you've got 3 blue circles at the bottom. In picture 4, you've got 4 blue
4.
circles at
And
the
then
bottom.
in picture 5, you had
Or-
5.
So you would have 5 blue circles at the bottom.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, quite right. Or the other way you could look at it is you've got 4 yellow circles at the top of picture 4, or 3 yellow circles at the top of picture 3, or 2 yellow circles at the top of picture 2, if you wanted to look at it that way. All right, so now they start asking us questions about circles in pictures that are not even drawn. Okay, so now in question 2.1, let me ask, I know Tabani wants to do 2.2. Motibang, you do question 2.1, please, Motibang.
Okay, ma'am. How many circles?
Yeah, so now it's 10 circles long and 9 circles wide. How many circles in total in that picture? It's a difficult question, isn't it? Or is it?
It's a bit difficult, ma'am.
Okay.
Maybe I'll answer later. I don't know,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right, that's fine. Then I tell you what, let's look at it this way. All right. Let's use picture number 4 as an example. Okay. So if we wanted to work out how many long picture 4 is, we'd count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when we want to count wide, we'd say 1, 2, 3, 4. So a quick and easy way of us working out how many circles there are in the entire picture would be to say 4 times 5. So that would give us 20.
Oh,
Does that make sense? Okay, so now do you want to try question 2.1?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Let me times this. Is it 90, ma'am?
It certainly is. Very good, Motabang. Well done. That's lovely. Okay, 2.2, Tabani, well done. 2.2, Tabani, this is your question. Tabani, you said you wanted to do 2.2?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go for it.
Would it be 42?
It would be 42, quite right. Okay, so 7 times by 6 would give us 42. Okay, Devin, why don't you do 2.3?
Ma'am, it would be 30.
It would be 30 because you would have said 6 by 5 to give us 30 circles. Okay, now here's a sort of slightly more difficult question with numbers. All right, let's ask Patson. Patson, how many circles would there be in a picture that was 20 long and 19 wide?
Ma'am, 380.
Well done, Patson. And you got that by multiplying 20 by 19. Okay, good job. Well done, everybody. That's really good. Are there any questions you want to ask? Can we move on? Okay, let's move on. All right, so now, again, application type questions. Now we've got T-shaped numbers. All right, let's see if we can get all of this. Okay, sorry, Kat. I'm going to have to move you over. And let's see if we can move this up onto the screen. Okay, all right, so the pattern is made from squares, right? You guys are going to answer questions 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. And then when you're done, you're going to say done in the chat, okay? Yes, Manda?
Oh, sorry, ma'am, it's a mistake.
Okay.
Ma'am?
1 second, Anati. Okay, had a hand up. Was it you? Was it Anati or Asamathia?
Anati.
Okay, Anati, did you want to ask a question?
I'm confused on number 2. Must I times 3 and 15.
In order to work out how many squares they're going to be in pattern number 15.
Yes.
Okay. Is that the rule though? Is that the whole story? There's something that you're just not considering there.
So remember, can I do 1.3?
I'll let you say some of the questions for 1.3. Yes, some of the answers.
Ma'am, are there any more questions after 1.3?
No, Nathaniel, that's all for this one. But I'm going to make you do my own question when we get there.
Yes, ma'am.
But I haven't given you that question yet. Okay, I'm just going to wait one more minute. There are a couple of people that are just trying to finish.
Done, ma'am.
All right. Who's talking?
Anati.
Okay, Anati.
I said I was confused on number 2.
Not done.
Okay, don't worry about being confused. We're going to talk about how we get the answers right now. Okay. So I promise you.
Ma'am, I'm done.
Okay, Tabani, that's fine. Thank you.
Sorry, ma'am.
Just, Devin, give me 1 second, please. I'm just answering something in the chat and I'll be with you right now. Okay, Devin, what did you want to ask?
Can I do number 1.1, please?
Sure, Devin. What did you get in question 1.1? What was your answer?
I got 13, ma'am.
13. Okay. I agree with you, Devin. And how did you work that out? What did you do?
I counted how much squares there were in number 4, and I saw that you just have to add 3. So I added 3 to number 4, and I got 13.
Lovely. That's great, Devin. That's a lovely explanation. Well done. Okay, now, Asimahle, did you want to do 1.2?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Asimahle, go for it.
I got 45 squares.
45 squares. Who else thinks that the answer here is 45?
Me. Me.
Okay, someone said 55. Okay, how did you get 45? Tell me how you got 45.
Ma'am, I took 15 and then the rule was plus 3 and then
Do you think you've done something wrong?
I think,
Ma'am, isn't it 46?
This is why I'm saying, is there anybody who got a slightly different answer?
Ma'am,
I just don't shout out, guys. Okay, Patson, what did you get?
I just got like a random big number, and I don't know if it's correct or not.
Okay, so we've got to think about a specific way to be able to work this out, because we don't know how many squares there are in pattern number 14. So we can't just add 3 squares on. We don't have anything to be able to add it on. So there's got to be another way for us to be able to think about what's going on here. All right, so now I'm going to ask Rolivua, how did you work out how many squares there would be in pattern number 15?
I don't think I got it, but I don't agree because I can see that she said 15 times 3, and I don't think that's the rule.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you that 15 times 3 is definitely not the rule in this case. So absolutely not. So now let's see if there's somebody else who's managed to figure out what's, okay, Chidiso, what do you think? Is that Michelle? Chidiso, can you hear us now?
His mic might be having a problem.
It sounds like it might be. Okay, so I want to see if there's anybody. Yes, in Kosanati, we are going to do the quiz. Rangho, you say 1 plus 3 times 15 to give us 46. Patson got 300 and 11. Holly got 55. Zintle got 47. Motabang got 25. Oh, wow, there are lots and lots and lots of different answers here, but I don't think anybody's getting an answer that I figured that we would have to get over here. All
Ma'am,
right.
can I answer?
Okay, Amaka, what did you get?
For 1.2, I got 45.
No, 1.2 is not, it's not 45. Okay, so now I can see there's 2 people in the chat that put the correct answer. So one is Jenny. The other person is, I don't know how to pronounce the name, Qania. And the last person who said the right answer is Devon.
Ma'am.
Sidiso?
Yes, ma'am. I think I had a problem
How
with my
many
mic.
did you get?
Ma'am, I just came right now, ma'am. I was leaving.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. That's fine. Don't worry. Not a problem. Okay, so Jody, you're pretty close, and Anati, you're pretty close. But guys, the answer is 43.
Ma'am?
Yes, Asamahe.
No, I was about to tell you the answer. I just saw my mistake.
Oh, okay. So really, how would we work out how many squares there are in pattern number 15 without having to go all the way down there? Well, the idea is that we need to figure out what the rule is, and that was what we were doing last lesson. Okay, absolutely, Mbali. How did we get this answer? So Mbali, do you remember our last lesson where we were talking about making the nth term for a pattern? Okay, do you remember us saying that the first thing that we do is we work out what the constant difference is, and then that number becomes our multiplier. So in other words, if we take 3 and we times it by 1, so pattern number 1, we get an answer of 3. But that's not what we get out. We don't get 3 out, we get 1 out. So that means that we've got to start with 3 and take away 2 in order to get back to 1 again. And then we can test to see if this rule works. So if we take our multiplier and times it by our second pattern number, we end up with 6. If we say 6 minus 2, do we get the correct number of squares? 4. Yes, we do. Right? And so if we continued in that manner, we would see that the pattern or the rule in this particular case is take the pattern number and times it by 3 and then take away 2. So now if we want to work out term 15, we are going to substitute. So substituting in 3 times 15 was correct, but that's what I was trying to say earlier. I think it was to Boipelo, or I could be wrong. That's not the whole story, okay? Because it's not just 3 times 15, because we've also got to take away 2. So that's where the 45 minus 2 comes from, and that's where we would get 43 in our answer. Okay, so that's where the 43 comes from. Does that make sense? Are there any questions? Everybody good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, good. All right. Well, in that case, I think that there's time for us
to
move. Thank you. To move on and go and do one more thing before you guys have to go off and do the quiz tonight. Okay, Carnia. All right, thank you. So now at least I know how to say that. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is going to probably be the last question we're going to manage. Okay, so you guys are going to do question number 1. And question number 2. And then we're done. And then it's time for us to go and do the quiz. Yes, Mahlomola.
This ones I don't understand.
Don't you?
I don't.
Okay, so it's similar to the previous question, all right, in that you are given a pattern that continues, all right? So now what you are supposed to do is you are supposed to work out how many tiles there are going to be in the 17th picture.
But then, Ma'am, how did you get to 17?
How did we get to 15 in the last picture? What did I show you up here? Okay, so you're going to have to think about the same thing in this situation.
Okay.
Okay, see if you can, all right? Even if you get it wrong, it doesn't matter. Just give it a try, okay?
Okay, then
It's how we
2.2.
learn. All right, and then worry about 2.2 when you get there. First answer question number 1 and then worry about question number 2. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes, Anati.
must you also do question number 2?
Yes, please, Anati.
Okay.
It's just a different way of thinking about things, but absolutely yes.
Ma'am, are there more questions after 2.2?
No, Nathaniel, I think we've run out of time now. I did have more that I wanted to do this lesson, but it's taken a little bit longer than I had planned. So once we've finished with this and we've marked it, then you guys will have to go and do the quiz.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Ma'am,
Yes, Chadiso?
ma'am, for number 4, ma'am, I got 14.
Are you saying that there are 14 squares in pattern number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's fine. But the question was, how many tiles are there? How many squares are there going to be in the 17th picture?
Oh,
Mm.
okay, ma'am, let me calculate it.
Okay, so just think about it a little bit, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm done.
Okay, Anati, that's great.
Ma'am,
Yes, Takalani?
ma'am, can I please answer question 2.1?
All right, Takalani, we're just going to wait 2 more minutes and then we'll go for it, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Cool. Okay, so Takalani, let's get started. In question 2.1, how did you work out how many tiles there would be in the 17th picture?
Ma'am?
Yes, Takalani?
Ma'am, at T1, I said 3 times 1 plus 5 equals to 5. I mean,
Okay.
plus 2, ma'am.
Okay, so in other words, you said that you're taking 3 as your multiply, you're timesing it by 1, then you're adding 2 in order to get 5. Okay?
Yes.
And then did that work for pattern 2 and pattern 3?
Yes, ma'am.
It did. Okay, so here you said 3 times 2 plus 2, and that's how you ended up with?
8.
Good. And then here you said 3 times 3 plus 2 gives us?
11.
Exactly. So now when you wanted to work out the 17th figure, you said 3 times?
17.
17 plus 2. And what's 3 times 17?
3 times 17 is 51.
Absolutely. And then when you add 2 onto that, you're going to end up with?
53.
Beautiful, Takalani. Well done. That's lovely. Okay, nice. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so 53 tiles in the 17th picture. And then let me just have a look here. I know there was someone who said they wanted to do. Maybe I'm going mad. Okay, Anati. How did you work out? So Tato decides it would be easier for him to arrange the tiles like this. How did you have to use Tato's method to work out the number of tiles in the 23rd picture. So what did you say here, Anati?
I said 3 times 23 plus 2.
Okay, lovely. And what did that give you?
I said 3 times 23 equals 69. Then I added 2, which is 71.
Okay, lovely. Good job. Well done.
Thank you.
That's perfect. Well done, Anati. Okay. All right, so that means it's time for the quiz, guys. We finished just in time. All right, so we've got 5 minutes now for you to go and do the quiz. And then that means that that's the end of this course. And we will see you all again next week on Monday for functions and relations.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.